I've named this one JPEG.
Anytime you need it, she come through. Turn on the lights. I'm looking for her. I'm looking for her. I'm looking for her.
I'm actually a little early to see Joker 2, so I thought, why not film a video? So I'll just say first, my theater experience was interesting because it was it was opening night, like Friday night, might have been Thursday, 7 p.m. showing, and there were like 10 people, including me, there. Two groups of old people in front of me who seemed very confused throughout the movie. I want to say like 16 to 18-year-old guy next to me who, I don't know why he was there. I guess he was like me. He wanted to see how much of a shit show it was. And like a 35-year-old woman to my right. And after the movie ended, the old people in front of me all collectively groaned, and the lady next to me could not stop laughing and talking to me directly, saying that that was genuinely one of the worst movies she's ever seen. And I said, yeah, I kind of agree. And like, I've tried describing this to people, this movie, and what makes it so bad, and it's so difficult. I think the most accurate way you can describe this movie, because I've heard people say it's a Neil Breen movie with $100 million plus budget, which I somewhat agree with, but not really. I'd say it's a Southland Tales type film, and if you haven't seen Southland Tales, like everyone I've tried explaining this movie to, that makes no sense, because why would it? It feels like a movie that if you showed this to someone who knows what an art film is, like the concept of one, but has never seen it, and you show them this, not that I think they'd like it, but they might go like, oh, so this is, I could tell it's an art film. It's interesting. There's a lot of themes going on, a lot of non-literal storytelling or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I've seen art films. I've seen so many art films, and this is not one of them. This is just like, it's Southland Tales. So Francis Ford Coppola has been creating this movie mostly from the script and like pre-production since the 90s. So he's been melding this story for like 30 years, roughly, something like that. I don't know what he saw in this premise or concept of a story. And I listened to an interview with Francis Ford Coppola, and he sounds like a smart guy. It sounds like he's not senile, which if you just saw this movie, you would think he was. Like, I really don't know what he was going for here. Like, I get that he's trying to relate the fall of Rome to the fall of today's society, or the point we are in this society today, but there's nothing interesting about that. I just don't see how like any kind of point was communicated in this about the themes of Roman society or whatever. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me why this movie, why in 2024, like why Adam Driver, why anything. The movie has an interesting look where it feels like a modern Batman movie, like kind of like The Dark Knight or The Batman from 2022. It's using a real city, but trying to make it slightly visually different and pretending it's a different city. This movie kind of does that, making Chicago look like this megalopolis. There's a scene in the first like 10 minutes of this where I don't even remember the setting, but it was like an indoor place where the mayor, played by Giano fucking Breaking Bad, and Adam Driver are kind of, it's kind of a scene where they show what they both represent and where the people are swaying in their opinion of the two, because they're two rivals basically. And this scene goes on for fucking ever, and it's visually so like stagnant and boring, even though it feels like a lot of improv is going on, not just in this scene, but in the whole movie. It just feels like so static. And Adam Driver, I mean, as an actor, he's good, but like, his character in this was baffling, because I only realized from the end of the movie that his character is exactly what he was saying it was. So his character's goal is to create a utopia, this megalopolis that he's trying to create, and he's demolishing buildings to do that, and the mayor does not like that, obviously. And you'd think that, like, to have him be a complex character, that he's not actually trying to build a utopia for people to live in, that there's some sort of grayness to his character. But by the end of the movie, he just creates the utopia and then people live in the utopia and like that's it. So I was trying to figure out like, where is this movie smarter than me? Where is this character complex? But it's literally just what it says on the tin, is that he's a guy creating a utopia and some people don't believe him or think he's bad or, you know, whatever. And once I realized that, you realize like there's no story to this movie. It's one guy wanting to do a thing, another one not wanting him to do the thing, and he does the thing and people are like, he did the thing, and then it ends. Just talking about it does not do this movie justice. You have to watch it to learn that everything is wrong with it. To fix this movie would have to break everything about it. As for positives, I really can't think of a single thing other than Adam Driver being a watchable actor, and I think Aubrey Plaza is pretty well cast for her character in this. As stupid as her character was, I mean, I like Aubrey Plaza. I was going to talk about The Substance as well, but it looks like I'm running out of space on my memory card, and I can't really delete anything that's on it right now. So I guess The Substance will be another video. Also, I'm going to watch Joker 2 right now, so another great movie, I'm assuming. All right, next video, probably The Substance. Next one's probably going to be the Joker. Will it be shot in a car this time? Who knows? You know, the last time I filmed anything in a car was actually my very first video where I recorded the audio in my car because I was too embarrassed to record the audio in my parents' house. Just a little fun fact. All right, it's Joker 2 time. Pray for me, y'all. Later, Gators.